Hi everyone, welcome back to another Am I the Arsehole episode. First of all, a big thank you so much everyone who has shown the love and support these past few days. It's been insane and I'm just so grateful to have everyone there. So thank you so much. Mwah, 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 mwah. Let's get right into it. Am I the arsehole for accidentally getting my co-worker into trouble? How do you accidentally get your coworker into trouble? Hi everyone, so the situation is this. On Tuesday at work, I, 25 woman, got to work at 1 p.m. and my coworker was already on lunch. She, Lily, 21 woman, gets back sometime before 2 p.m. Long story short, before she gets off at work at 4, she literally was not able to help me with anything because team lead, Ray, 35 man, comes over and is talking to her and generally distracting her. Is this a retail job? Because I'm not gonna lie, that happens like all the time. Now, my coworker self-admittedly knows that she talks too much at work and it's well known. She and everyone else says if someone is talking to her, she will talk all day. Okay, I think there are levels to it. I know chatterboxes, sure. I can, can I chat to someone all day? Maybe chat to a couple people all day, but my social battery drains faster than like, I don't know, my Pepsi Max. So I'm annoyed that I didn't get any help before she left. The next day I tell my team lead, 30 women, hey, someone really needs to talk to Ray about not coming to different departments and distracting people because Lily wasn't able to help me at all from the time she got back from lunch until she left at 4 p.m. because he was over around her, generally just distracting her. Excuse me? I don't know, that's shady as fuck. I've worked a lot of retail jobs and I've seen it all. I've seen the sass, I've seen the drama, I've seen all that there is to it. Working in retail is more entertaining than keeping up with the Kardashians. I don't know if it's just me getting that vibe, but personally, if I know someone is going to tell their manager about two people who aren't working, I don't know. Let me just continue reading. My team lead pretty much says, yes, Ray's wrong, but Lily is a grown woman who should know by now not to let herself get distracted by that. Before we read on, just wait. If you had a problem with Lily, why didn't you go talk to Lily? If you see Lily just chatting away with Ray for what, like 2 to 3 hours, not doing any work, and you need her help, why don't you just be like, hey, Lily, can you help me? Like, I don't see what the problem was with that. I don't know why you waited that many hours, that long. If you were seeing Lily talking that for that long, I don't know why you waited until she left and then complained to your manager. What I'm seeing is that you didn't mean to get Lily in trouble, but you definitely meant to get Ray in trouble. As in, what you said was that someone really needs to talk to Ray about not coming to different departments and distracting people. So I don't think you actually meant to get Lily in trouble. But even if you wanted to get Ray in trouble, like, why? Just have a word with Ray. He's right in front of you. For a 25-year-old woman, I would definitely be thinking about going straight to the person rather than complaining to my manager. It just feels a little bit dodged. Like, you can communicate on the same level. You're saying I'm an adult, but you're treating me like a child in a sense because you're like, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm just going to talk to the person who manages you. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting. Maybe I need to tone my spiciness down. Let me just take a few deep breaths, okay? Anyway, let's go. Lily is also a grown woman who should know not to let herself get distracted like that. That's fine. But girl, it's retail. Wait, I'm assuming it's retail. Maybe it's not retail. But if that's the case, then people talk. Work is pretty much boring a lot of the time. So what is the problem with talking every now and then? Especially if it's to a coworker. If Lily is still working, then that's fine. I think, personally, in my opinion. Also, Ray, you mentioned, is another team lead. Is it Lily's team lead? In which case I can see why Lily would be talking to Ray for a long amount of time. Ray, I'm guessing, has some kind of authority over you guys. That's what I'm guessing. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. So my team lead ends up talking to Lily, pretty much getting onto her, even though I had asked her specifically not to mention it to Lily since my problem wasn't with her. Again, I even think even if your problem was with Ray, talk to Ray. I don't see the point of going to your team lead and then getting annoyed when they shit on someone else. Like, just talk to the person. I figured this out because now Lily has blocked me everywhere and ignored me that day at work.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
I asked my team lead about it and she pretty much says that she got onto Lily because what I told her wasn't anywhere near the first time she'd heard that Lily talks too much instead of working, and that she had already spoken to Lily about that several times. I mean, I get it. Lily just wants to chat, and I get it. Is she working at the same time? Because I really struggle to believe that Lily was just talking for like 2 to 3 hours straight and not doing any work? Any work? That just feels kind of strange to me. I feel like, yes, Lily could have maybe stopped talking and helped out a bit more, sure, but I don't think it was her responsibility to be helping you out without her knowing that. I think this whole massive drama could have been avoided if you just said to Lily, hey, can you help me please? Instead of going to someone above you, complaining about two people, and then get surprised when that manager goes to town.
Huh?
That's not the right phrase.
Goes anyway, so
give shit to those other two people. That's gonna happen. Like, of course it's gonna happen. If you complain to someone above you about people, they're gonna get told off. I don't really know what you expected. So am I the arsehole for talking to my team lead about it in the first place? I feel like I could be, since Lily did get into trouble even though I didn't mean for her to. I feel pretty bad. And I'm also not sure if I should even say anything to Lily or if I should leave it alone unless she comes to me. I don't know. Initially, I was very much like, you are the arsehole. I don't know whether it's because I have such a big background in retail that I'm like, that's just not how you go around things. That's not what you should have done, especially with such a close age gap. I don't know. I usually see a lot of drama between like a 25-year-old woman and like a 40-year-old woman, and for some reason they just have the biggest drama for no goddamn reason. That's usually where you see things pop. But you guys are close. You guys literally could be friends. Even if you meant to only get Ray into trouble, I still don't think that was the best way to go around things. You could also talk to Ray. Ray is a team lead, so I'm guessing Ray has the same superiority or authority as your team lead, in which case your team lead is not going to go shit on Ray, because Ray is also a team lead. He's on the same level as them, I'm assuming, just maybe from a different department. So yeah, of course, your team lead is only going to shit on Lily because Lily is the only person below them, and especially if Lily already has this reputation of being a chatterbox, she's gonna get a lot of shit. I don't think Lily is to blame necessarily for that situation. Sure, she could have been chatting less, absolutely. The question isn't, oh, is Lily an arsehole for chatting while she should have been working? No, the problem is that you wanted help and you didn't get it because Lily was chatting. But not only because Lily was chatting, because you didn't ask for help. And even when you went to complain to your manager, you could have just said, I needed help yesterday. And in that case, your manager could have looked at the schedule and then been like, Lily was working then. Let me talk to Lily and see what's up. And in that case, Lily can deal with it then. The problem is when you go to someone else and complain about it to someone else, especially if that person has authority, it can so easily get blown out of proportion. And like this case, when things don't go the way you were thinking about it, you ultimately don't have any control anymore. You don't have any power about how the way the words are expressed to Lily and Ray. You don't know what was said in those conversations. Maybe team lead manager came down on Lily again, that's not really the right wording. Maybe team lead manager went really harsh on Lily because manager knows how many times Lily has done this. But from your point of view, you only seen Lily do this once and you didn't mean for it to be that bad. But from other people's background and experience, they could go really hard on Lily. And that's why I think it's so important to just be really careful when you're talking about someone to someone else, because you only know a certain set of things about them. You don't know what the other person might know. You don't know their experiences with said person. So you've got to be super careful. Maybe very soft you're the arsehole in a sense where, look, you didn't intend to do anything bad. You didn't intend for anything malicious to come out of it. I get that. And I don't think you were trying to be an arsehole. So, okay, I'll say that, okay. I don't think you were trying to be an arsehole. You're not a mega arsehole. But I think there's definitely a lesson to be learned here about if you need help, voice it and speak to the person that you're trying to get help from. Or if you have a problem with someone, say it to them directly. This was an accident. I don't think what she did was right and it wasn't the smartest move, but we all make mistakes. Just learn from it. But in future, I wouldn't do something like that again. Everybody sucks here. This was passive aggressive. You could have gone to Lily and told her to help. Aren't you adults working on the same team? How about, hey Lily, we need you over here to do this. Or, hey Ray, we need to finish our work for the day. Lily is a grown woman. She should be aware of how her lack of work affects the others. I completely agree. You should have definitely gone straight to Lily or Ray and voiced your concerns. I think the thing about the comments about Lily, I get she's a grown woman and she knows how her lack of work affects others. True. I need to know a little bit more about this job though, because does Lily's job, is her sole responsibility to help you? Someone actually replied to that and said OP shouldn't have to approach Lily and ask her to do her job and stop slacking. Lily is slacking off and not doing her share. She deserves to get spoken to, especially since it's a repeated issue. It's not OP's job to correct bad employee behavior. People who comment like this don't understand how soul-sucking dementoring it can be working in retail. Sometimes that chat is just what you need to get through the day. It's tough out here, people. In my head, Lily is just chatting to someone whilst doing some work. She might not be working as fast as she should be or could be, but I don't think it's the problem. Yeah, maybe she should be told off one more time, but I don't think Lily is doing a terrible, terrible thing here. I feel like people are being a little bit too harsh on Lily. Opie actually responded to this, saying, "You're right. At the time, I planned on speaking to her after my 15-minute break, but she had already gone by the time I got back. However, that doesn't excuse me not saying anything at the time. I shouldn't have let my frustration get to me that day. Instead of going over to tell her to come help, I was trying to rush and get everything done on my own, as I was worried about not getting everything done on time. But still, you're right." I'm glad OP has reflected on this and has been like, look, you're right. I should have said something at the time. I was pondering on it, but I got busy and I got frustrated and I was doing everything by myself. That is fine. I think in that case, what you could have done is been like, look, today was a shit day. I was really overwhelmed. What should I have done better? Come to this conclusion and then be like, okay, next time, you know what? I'm going to say right at the beginning of my shift, I need some help. Come help me on this. Because I think it's fine. It's so easy to have a bad day and get worked up about the amount of work you've had to do because it might be understaffed. You might be getting help. I get that completely. But that's where I think it's so important to maybe say, okay, next time I will ask for help instead of going straight to the upper level and being like, I'm going to complain about other people who were there because they should have been helping me when they weren't. A different decision, saying, okay, I'm going to go complain to a manager, or next time I'm going to ask for help. Those are the two different branches that I think are really important to consider which one taking. And I would have taken, wait, which one? Which hand was what? I can't remember, but you know what I was going to take. Okay, we've got an info request. Is it Lily's primary responsibility to help you with your work? This is an important question. OP actually responded saying, the work to be done was a pallet of freight that came in, which is the responsibility of everyone in the department. It's a bakery. Oh, that's really cute. So no, her primary responsibility is not to help me with my work, but it is her responsibility to help with the freight, which she is aware of. Soft, you're the arsehole. Soft, tiny you're the arsehole. I think I was just fuming at the beginning because of my retail background and probably had very similar circumstances of hearing people talk shit to other people, and I had to deal with this stuff on a daily basis. And rule learned, if you're in retail, cafe, bakery, just talk to people directly. Just not even retail, bakery, just in general principle in life. If you have a problem with someone, just talk to them directly. Am I the asshole for keeping a gift from another girl even though my girlfriend wants me to get rid of it? This has potential to be bad, but I'm not judging too early. I'm trying to tame myself. Let's just go. I, 20, and my girlfriend, 20, have been together for a year and a half. We've had our ups and downs. We all know what that means. But overall, things have been good. Trust has never been an issue. There's never been any cheating, flirting, or anything like that. Well, I'd hope not. Oh my god. That was the case until about a month ago when I started helping my coworker, who I'll call Kat. So you've admitted to cheating, flirting, or anything like that? Is this you saying that you know that's what you've done? Okay, let's continue. She's been working with us for about 3 months, but last month she crashed her car. Since we live in the same general direction, I started giving her a ride from work occasionally. I think that's fine. I told my girlfriend about it. She said she was fine with it. Okay, that makes it even more fine. It's good. This transparency is exactly what you need in a relationship. I didn't see it as a big deal. I've given other coworkers rides before. To me, it wasn't anything flirty, just helping someone get home. Well, yeah, I don't think that's a problem so far. I don't know why your OP is like trying to justify giving the rides. I think your girlfriend's cool with it. That means it's probably cool. Let's move on. One day while driving, I had my music playing and Kat and I started talking about music. She asked me about my favourite albums and songs and I didn't think much of it. That's a pretty standard conversation to have. I wouldn't think much of it either. We also talked about apartment and room decorations, and I mentioned having a big empty space on my wall that I wasn't sure what to do with. These conversations felt casual at the time, but apparently they meant something to her because a little over a week later, she texted me saying she had a gift for me, and I asked if I could stop by on my day off to pick it up. Okay, I still probably think it's fine. I don't know why it has to be a come see me on your day off kind of thing. Like, I get it, but if you're giving her lifts to work, could she not give it to you at work? Could you not maybe pop by after work or something? I don't know. I don't know what the job is. I don't know how often you go into work. I don't know. My girlfriend encouraged me, saying, go ahead and get your gift. Is that a sass? Is that a sassy go ahead and get your gift? That's not cool. I don't agree with sarcasm. I'm a sarcastic person, but I think especially when it comes to like somewhat serious matters to this, I think it's important to be like, okay, let's talk about this. I was confused. What gift? Since Kat lives only a few minutes away, I stopped by after finishing my errands to see what's up. Okay. I'm scared. What's gonna happen? When I knocked, she answered almost immediately and asked if I remembered our previous conversations. I vaguely did, and then she pulled out a canvas from behind the wall, saying, "Just know I tried my best." She had painted a perfect replica of my all-time favourite album cover. Oh my god, for some reason, I'm thinking of the Tame Impala Currents album cover because it looks so cool, and for some reason that's just stuck in my head, and I love it. I want it. I need it. Okay. I was stunned. It was incredible. She had done it for no reason other than to give me something she thought I'd love. After I calmed down, I started processing the situation and asked why she did it. She simply said she wanted to make something meaningful for me. I thanked her repeatedly and then left. Okay, well, hold up. If someone got that for me as a gift, not only if they bought the album cover for me, would have been beautiful, lovely, thank you. I've gifted people album covers before and they love it because it's such a nice thing to be able to gift someone something that they love, and especially if they need it, if they want something to fill their wall. I think that's a really kind gesture. Painting it herself, that is, first of all, art. I also think that's very impressive. Can I see this? Because you've obviously had some kind of amazing reaction to it. I want to see how good this painting is. That is a lot of effort. I don't even know if I could paint something. I've done some painting stuff for people in the past, but that's literally only like maybe my parents, like proper meaningful stuff. But this, I don't know, maybe Kat is an artist and that took her like 5 minutes, whereas for someone like me, it would take me like 50 hours to do that. When I got home, I showed my girlfriend the painting, expecting her to react like I did, excited and impressed, but that was not her reaction. She was angry, saying that Kat clearly liked me and that this was her way of trying to get at me. I don't know. I've had weird situations with gift giving. I have a partner and he was gifted something. It was like, I think it was Christmas, like a Secret Santa, so it wasn't strange that he was given a gift. But the gift in question was that this girl got him, one of the friends that he knows, and she got him a pillow with her face on it. And that was really weird. Not just like, I didn't think, oh my god, she must like him. I was just like, why? Why would you get someone a pillow with your face on it? And he obviously just put it in the bin because he was like, what am I going to do with a pillow with your face on it? And now they don't really talk anyway. But the point is that that gift is weird. If it had been a nice gift, like just something that's not weird. I don't know. Is that weird? Let me know. Would you like to be gifted a pillow with someone else's face on it? I don't know whether it would have been the case if it was a massive gift, like a painting with their favorite album on. I don't know. I think that's really cool. I would probably ask Kat if she could do one for me, if I'm honest. Tame Impala, Currents, let's get it. I don't know the age of Kat. I don't know if the age is going to be that important. But okay, OP here is 20, right? If Kat is like a 40, 50-year-old woman who just loves art, I doubt Kat is going to be trying to steal your boyfriend. So I don't know, maybe Kat is a similar age, in which case I might be a little bit more like spidey senses tingling. But at the end of the day, I trust your partner. If your partner's going to do anything, then they will do it. And in that case, there's the door, bitch. But if they don't, then that's good. You're supposed to trust your partner, no? She pointed out that Kat knows I have a girlfriend, so this wasn't just a friendly gesture. Did you tell Kat you have a girlfriend? Because if girlfriend is saying, hey, Kat knows you have a girlfriend, does she? Did you say? Have they met? There's quite a lot of information missing here. Maybe I'm just being naive, but I genuinely think she just had the time and wanted to do something nice. My girlfriend, however, won't talk to me until I either get rid of it or sell it. No! Look, you can appreciate a good gift without thinking about who it came from. Oh my god, don't do either of those things. Put it on the wall. That's what it's for. Put it on the wall. I don't think I can do that. It's an amazing painting, and it obviously took a lot of effort. Am I the arsehole for keeping the painting? And for keeping the painting, no, I don't think you're the arsehole. And I didn't even think. Okay, maybe I should think. But before I think, that's my initial reaction. I don't think you're the arsehole for keeping this painting. But I do think you need to be a little bit careful. You are walking on slightly thin ice. There's a lot more information that I need in a sense of, does Kat know that you have a girlfriend? Have they met? How close is this relationship? What is your job? Like, if Kat had a lot of time doing it, is Kat not working every day? How old is Kat? At the end of the day, I think your girlfriend, they're 20. I remember back in the day, I mean, I'm 21. I'm not I'm not too far off. But when I was like 18, 19, I've been with my partner for nearly 6 years. Back when I was younger, I was not very healthy and I was very much like protective and very much like I've learned to keep my calm and keep my cool a little bit now. And I've learned a lot about trust and trusting your partner. And I think OP did say at the beginning, trust has never been an issue, but that might be the case for you. Is it the case for her, your girlfriend? Is there some level of insecurity there that she's feeling? She's obviously feeling some type of way about it. You're not the arsehole for keeping the painting, but you do need to have a conversation with your girlfriend. I don't know, actually, because I don't want to say the girlfriend might be feeling a little bit insecure, because at the end of the day, it's the boundaries that you set. If she's like, okay, this is definitely saying that Kat likes you and you're not doing anything about it, I can see why girlfriend would be kind of hurt and be like, why aren't you breaking this off? But you're not seeing it in that kind of way. You genuinely think this is a friendship, and it could just be a friendship. Let's all just be friends. I don't like girlfriend sass. I'm not gonna lie. It seems like she's taking this to heart a little bit. You know what would be really nice? If you then like was like, oh, you know what? Kat is actually a really nice person. Let's all go out for dinner or something. Let's all just chill. And that way, I feel like if girlfriend meets Kat and she can sense the vibes. Because you know what? We can sense these spidey senses from each other. I feel like if you all went out for dinner, the girlfriend could definitely tell whether Kat likes you or not. I don't know, maybe I'm looking too into it. But my point is, I don't think you're the asshole for keeping the painting. I do think you need to be very careful and communicate a little bit more. One thing that's kind of making me think about it a little bit more is, are you colleagues or are you now friends? Because there's a difference, right? At the beginning, you were saying you were giving her lifts to work because her car broke and you guys were just colleagues working together for the past couple of months. Now, you're still riding with each other occasionally? Is that the case? Okay, since we live in the same general direction, I started giving her a ride home from work occasionally. Why occasionally? I mean, it's not every day, sure, but on those occasions, do you guys plan it in advance? Is Kat like, I'm not gonna drive into work today because I know you're gonna pick me up and drop me about it? I don't know. I don't think it's a huge deal. I would just be careful. I just think a lot of talking is needed, which is basically would solve like 99% of the problems in the world. If you also had a talk with Kat and Kat was like, look, bro, I do not like you like that. I just love painting. That's cool. I'd be like, thanks, Queen. Can you paint a Tame Impala current album cover, please? Okay, someone said, not the arsehole, borderline, no arseholes here. Okay, I take this as a yellow flag to pay attention to how this girl is interacting with you. I would try to tell girlfriend that you understand why she feels this way and that you haven't picked up that vibe yet, but you will be sure to look out for it in the future / distance yourself if it becomes necessary. I completely agree with that. That makes total sense. Just communicate a little bit more, empathize with how girlfriend is feeling, because girlfriend does not know the relationship that you know of, right? There's two different things happening here. For now, I'd keep the painting, but I tell girlfriend that if she does anything else that feels over the line, I will give the painting back and tell her I don't feel the same way / don't want to give her the wrong idea. I get the whole thing. Okay, if Kat ever does go too far in the future, then that's fine. Get rid of Kat and everything to do with her. But I don't know, the painting, if the painting is just genuinely such a nice painting of the album, I don't see a problem with keeping the art and kind of just discarding who did it. You know, a gift is a gift. At the end of the day, if it's a cool piece of art, I'm gonna keep it. But fair enough, if you want to get rid of everything that they did, that okay, that's fine. Doing a nice thing for someone who is doing you a favor seems normal, and honestly, if she's into art as a hobby, this is a very cheap way to do something nice. But people also fail to pick up on inappropriate vibes all of the time, so I can see why she's worried. If you're giving her lifts a lot of the time, then this could be her thank you gift. Yeah, I think it's nice. And I don't know, I often do this and it kind of runs in my family, and sometimes it gets too annoying. My partner has also said this gets too annoying, where when I listen to someone, I really listen. So that if they say something that they like, or if they hint at something, and my brain is like, and I like note it down and I store it. And so then I'll surprise them with a gift like that. Or when a birthday or occasion comes around, I'll get them a gift like that. And they're like, oh my God. And it's gone to the point where my boyfriend is literally like, stop getting me gifts. He's very much of a minimalist, but I'm just like, you said you wanted this. I get it. And so I would probably also pick up on the cue. If you said you have a space on your wall and you have a favorite music and I was an artist, I could probably put those pieces together and create something nice for you. What if I would go that far for a coworker? I don't know. But yeah, if she's an artist, that could be light work for her. I don't necessarily agree with the borderline no arseholes here, mainly because I do think the girlfriend may not have communicated in the best way. Again, I don't know how the girlfriend really talked, because it's not clear here. The vibe I was getting from the post, she wasn't quite as understanding or kind of empathizing with your kind of situation you're in, but that could also be because you haven't communicated to her and really fully explained and validated her feelings and was like, this is actually what's going on. It's nothing serious. I'm leaning towards no arseholes here, but honestly, I'm a little on the fence about this. It really depends on the kind of person Kat is. On one hand, she might have just wanted to give you something as a thank you for driving her home. But on the other hand, if the painting is as really as large and as detailed as you say it is, that must have taken a lot of effort. And those kinds of gifts are usually not given to someone you're just acquaintances with, especially if they have a girlfriend. That is true. I was saying you could go in to do those mass amounts of effort paintings for someone that you truly love or care for. But for someone random, because it's not just a small fleeting thank you gift, it's a gift that you'll hang on your wall and look at every day. It's a gift that will take place in your home and your life. And to me, it's a disrespectful thing to give someone who already has someone else in their life. Even if she has good intentions, I think Kat's possible disregard towards your relationship is more troublesome than the gift itself, to be honest. Yeah, fair. I also completely agree with this. We have barely no information on Kat. We don't know what Kat's like. We don't know if Kat actually truly does know that they have a relationship. I want to see Kat's point of view. Let's see. Kat's probably just sitting there like, I like to paint. Everybody sucks here. I don't understand why Kat wanted you to pass by her home on your day off. Yes. If you're work colleagues, I find it inappropriate. She could have given you this at work or when you gave her a ride. That's what I was saying earlier. I think it's a slightly dodge unless the painting was like so big that you didn't want to bring it to work. I also think if Kat was trying to like get with you, painting is one way to go about it. But if you came to visit her on your day off and picked it up, I'm sure she would have tried something else. Like surely if she really liked you, she would have been like, do you want to stay for like a coffee? I don't know. I'm actually really interested to hear what you guys think about this because I'm kind of torn between two. I don't think anything bad has happened here, but I don't know. If someone gave your significant other a very detailed and lovely painting, would you take it as maybe not a red flag, but a beige flag? What do we think, given these circumstances? Because I'm interested to hear your thoughts. This was kind of political in some ways. When I read them, I was like, okay, clear badge. And then thinking about it more, I'm like, oh, is it actually this? I'd love to hear your thoughts about the post down below. Let me know what your opinions and perspectives are. If I've said anything that you think you disagree with, you can absolutely let me know, but just do bear in mind that this is my opinion. I'm still learning. So thank you all so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, your feedback is always welcomed and I love to hear about it. So please let me know any thoughts that you have. And I'll see you all again very soon. Okay? Bye. Bye.